with a girl named Holly, who's a psychology major, going to school in Oregon, and she actually gets a grant to go there and check it out, and she's trying to learn the truth. So she and 4 other students go there to make a documentary.
I'm just going to interject really quick that she gets this, she basically gets a bug in her about this, that she needs to go check this out. It's her psychology professor that brings this specific incident up as kind of, interestingly enough, to me at least, as a Rorschach ink blot test. Because there are certain facts that are known, but there are so many that are unknown that the teacher always thinks it's interesting to see what people come up with. But this girl kind of just took it and ran with it because she felt drawn to it.
Well, yeah, you get a little bit of, you get to see a little clip of the teacher talking about it and saying that she likes to tell her students this story and let everybody come up with their own theories as to what happened. And it's kind of an interesting exercise.
Mm-hmm.
I could probably come up with some wild,
explanations?
Yeah, maybe.
Possibly.
But so this girl, she, you find out she's had some dreams and some other things where for some reason she's very drawn to it. She has to go there in person and check it out.
Yeah.
She's not sure why. I think you kind of find out why by the end.
I think so. Now, I am going to say that we watched this without knowing anything about it. So I don't want to say that we're doing a disservice by talking about it, but I don't know how many people have seen this or checked it out or been willing to, since it went by and it maybe didn't get as much publicity.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we went into this not having any clue as to what we were going to watch.
Right. All I knew was it took place in the mountains in the snow. And
I knew cold equals horror for me, period.
Snow.
It started off rather lightheartedly, or it seemed to. Made me think a little bit like As Above, So Below, in certain areas. I don't know. There's a lot of different movies that I could...
Well, as far as a group of young people going to explore and try to get to the bottom of something and finding themselves in peril.
Yeah. So, did you have anything else to say about it? I'm just going to go through our kind of our review things and say, what did you think about the story?
I really liked the story.
Really liked the story in this too, and it drove or guided my attention well enough when it could have maybe waned.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Some of the scenes.
Yes.
I think you felt a few scenes moved on or dragged on a little bit too long.
Absolutely. There were slow parts.
But my interest in the story was enough to keep me riveted this whole time. Not a gory, over-the-top type thing.
Right.
So there wasn't a lot of action and things to keep you going.
Right.
But the mystery of the story was enough.
Yes.
To keep me going, at least.
Yeah, because even though I would say that the pace was a little funky, but I mean, the exciting stuff really happens at the end.
Right.
If you're looking for exciting, that's at the end. But like you said, I'd written things that I liked about it, and I have things like, the clever writing, the story elements, interesting idea. And I wrote that I was engaged because I was very curious about what's really going on.
Well, I'm glad that you said clever writing. I put it down as on target for lines, right paced. You and I would say something to each other as we were watching it, like, why is this not happening, blah, blah, blah. Right on screen, the actors right after that would be saying, why are you doing blah, 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 or, so a lot of that was right on target, and I like that.
Are you saying that we're clever?
No, well, I'd love to take advantage of that and say yes.
I guess we're not stupid.
But I'm just, they're right on target. It was good writing, and I do think there could have been a little bit more character development, but...
Well, that's something different. Because I have to say, the characters were okay. The acting, I've complained about this before, actually many times. A lot of times in found footage films, if they're too scripted, the acting comes off as stiff and it's unnatural. I think it's hard to act natural when you have lines you have to deliver.
That you have to deliver, yes, absolutely.
And that kind of interfered a little bit, but the story was good enough where I could get past that.
Yes.
Because some of the, unfortunately, and I won't name names, but a couple of the characters, it was like, oh dear.
Seemed a little wooden in their delivery.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't like, oh man, this is horrible. It wasn't that bad.
Right.
But this is where, earlier when I said I will talk about this later when we get to it, one of the best done found footage films for me was The Bay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And because it wasn't just someone running around with a camera, it had all these other little elements, news clips and other bits of media. This Devil's Pass, this one kind of started out that way, so I liked that. You know, it showed her teacher talking to the camera. You know, they filmed her in her classroom sitting at her desk, and then, you know, a little bit of casual, like, hey, what are you doing? We're getting ready to go on our trip. And, like, there was enough different little things where I like that. But here's the difference. With The Bay, we watched the making of The Bay afterwards. And we learned that the reason why The Bay came off as so natural and so real was because the actors were told here's what's going to happen in this scene. Here's the idea behind it. Here's where you need to get with it. But you're going to go in and you're just going to talk, you're going to ad-lib it and just get us there. Like, the actors were able to, you can't even say write their own lines. They didn't write them down. They just go in here and make this happen. And so it came off as very natural. They weren't like, they didn't memorize their lines and then go out and deliver them.
Okay.
So The Bay was great for that. I wish this was done that way. 'Cause some of the lines seemed a little blah. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Some of them did seem a little stiff here and there.
How many times did someone say, are you seeing this? Okay. Well, we're both standing here and we're both looking at it. Yeah.
and you have a camera, so yes,
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
Like, they used that line a little too much.
Okay.
Like, some of it just came off as a little lame.
Okay.
So I would have liked to see that be different.
There were so many other good things that carried through, though, that you were able to go to get past that.
Absolutely. Yeah, it wasn't so bad that it spoiled it for me. Even.
What about some of the special effects? Any comments you have regarding that? Okay, I will tell you mine in the meantime, then, while you're there. It suddenly came to a video game ending where
Be careful. Be careful. Go ahead.
Okay, where...
I know we're not going to do spoilers.
No, absolutely not. No, but I'm just going to say, it felt like footage that would have been in a video game. A good video game, but a poor movie.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Okay. But having said that, and then it wasn't the ending, and it continued on, and the special effects improved. So that was a weird, uneven thing to me. I don't know. If you see the movie, maybe you'll know what I'm talking about and stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say, what you're saying sounds interesting enough and would make me want to watch it just to see what the heck you're talking about. But yeah, we can't be any
clearer than that.
No, because, when you start out on this little journey with these students, they have some footage of, like, people talking about all the different theories and things that about what's going on up there. I had written down a few of the things they kept talking about mystical theories. What? Why are you laughing?
I was going to say, I was thinking what I was going to add to your comment. Just the fact that anybody that might listen to Coast would love this.
Yeah.
I would think. Maybe not. But anyhow, go ahead.
I listen to Coast to Coast.
Yes.
Yes, mystical theories, aliens, Yeti, people see fireballs in the sky. They had a little clip of an interview from one of the native people that live around that area, that say that the place is where two worlds collide. So, I had written on here, is it supernatural? Is it just humans? Like, what's,
They present you with a lot of theories.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of take a ride to see where it ends and which one of those is correct. If one or maybe multiple things are.
Right.
So,
yeah. So I was completely engaged in just dying to find out what in the H was going on.
Yeah. And I think it's... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, were you satisfied
I was gonna say the same thing. Yeah. I was satisfied with where it went.
Okay.
Yes.
As was I.
Okay. So you can't say that about a lot of movies at this point necessarily.
Because you know what? Because there was, I want to say stuff and I just can't.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
We'll just say it got very smart at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good enough.
I was going to use another word, but then it would...
Yeah. I have notes here, too, that I can't read because it's like, well, that could be saying too much. That would be tough.
Yeah, I would want people to just go into it blind and be like, what the...
Yeah, I think
because it's just more fun that way.
What's your number on this one?
I'd give it a really strong 4.
So would I, absolutely.
Okay.
And, I got that by going through our little review thing. Remember this notes you wrote a long time ago?
Notes?
I assigned a number 1 through 5 on all these, and mine comes out a solid 4 also.
Oh, okay.
Anyhow, so, yeah, let's keep it moving here and go on to garbage in, garbage out.
Okay.
So you're watching or geared up to watch Alone, the second season.
Yes.
You love that man versus nature stuff, don't you?
Oh, I do.
It's kind of funny considering what the movie we watched also.
Yeah.
Very much man against nature and cold and such, but...
Well, that part was a little, I know we're not talking about the movie still, but since you brought it up...
Uh-oh.
Man, those kids would have froze to death up there. Their faces weren't covered, their hands weren't always mittened. I mean, their noses would have turned black and fallen off a long time ago.
I gotcha.
So for people that really do that kind of extreme cold hiking and stuff, they know.
They're probably laughing their butts off.
Because, they were all just sitting up there around a little fire and stuff. And, and it was supposed to be January, though January in Russia, I guess January here is our dead of winter, but now that I think about it, maybe that was summer in Russia. I don't know. That's something to look up, but it was freezing up there and they never had a lack of, I guess I'm going to say firewood.
True enough.
So, so that whole element of it, you weren't supposed to get caught up on the whole survival thing.
That's our minutia that we get. But Alone was what I was talking about there.
Yes.
And,
we probably talked about it about a year ago. Because it was on a year ago for the first time, and this is the second season getting ready to start.
Is it like 10 people or so that go out to just see who lasts the longest? That's it. It's you and the wilderness. You've got your... X number of items, like 10 items or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see they're sending a few women this time, which there's no reason why they shouldn't.
Right.
But yeah, I'm really interested because, man, a lot of those people tapped out quick.
Yeah.
And we talked about bears and so on and so forth, and I made my boasts about how I wouldn't be scared of those, but...
You're so full of it. You don't know until you're out there.
That's true.
Because
Absolutely.
Again, a couple of those people, because they're doing it in the same place, up on one of the islands up there around Canada, they're just like dropping them, I want to say randomly. It's like, okay, here's where you're going to stay, bye. And they don't have camera people, they have an emergency telephone. But like they say on the show, if something happens and you have an emergency, you better hit that button fast because nobody is that close by. Like if you're getting mauled by a bear or you injure yourself and you're bleeding to death and you hit that button, it's going to take them a really long time to get to you.
Still maybe hours away before something comes.
Yes, we saw that one man that finally, last season, that hit the button